Okay. So let's see. Oh, I've got that on my head now. Okay. I am here. Welcome, everybody. If you're just joining, I'm just waiting and giving everyone a chance to join, whoever wants to join. I'm a little bit late. Power just came on a minute ago, but I'm here. I'm here. Welcome, everybody. Let's see who's going to join, and then we're just going to hang out for a nice chat. And yes, okay. If you just joined, just let me know if you can hear me. I hope the volume is fine, that you guys can hear me. If you can't hear me, let me know so that I can fix that if I need to. But it seems like everything is on and working that's supposed to work. But yes, if you're joining, just say hi in the chat box. Just comment you're here. And yeah, then we can just going to give a few minutes for everyone. I know it's a strange time for most of you to join. Yeah, it's 10 past 10 p.m. here in South Africa. And as William has noticed, it's way past my bedtime. But yes, we will get through this. Okay, that's the speakers. It seems like the volume is quite low. But if you are joining, just let me know if you can hear me clearly. Or if not, just want to check here. I don't think there is any problem there. Okay. Well, I'm here. Hello, Unwinders and Stickarounders. We are live, I think. I hope so. Yeah, I'm just giving people a chance to join. And then we can continue with the proceedings. If I look tired or if my eyes start drooping, you should know it's been a 16-hour day so far. So it's definitely been a long day. So please let me know in the chat if you are. Oh gosh, I am. No man, what's going on? I am. Okay. Welcome, Unwinders and Stickarounders. If you're just joining, welcome to the live stream. I hope you're going to have fun tonight. I said a little bit earlier, I know it's going to be difficult for some of you to join. I get that. I know the time difference is a little bit strange. I'm guessing it's around 2 o'clock afternoon in the US. Hello, Ed. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm just not sure if my volume is fine. It shows on my screen that there is, but it is quite low. Hello, David. Welcome, welcome. Glad to see you could join. Yes, just going to give a few more minutes for people to join, then we can start. Otherwise, let me know in the comments how you are so far, how your day has been going. It's been a long day for me so far. 16 hours, been awake 16 hours straight so far. So if I do look tired, forgive me, I am a little tired. But I just hope you can hear me because my volume shows a very low bar. I just hope you can hear me. Yes, otherwise, let me know how it's been going with you guys. We will start in a few minutes. We'll actually start with all the other stuff. But tell me what's happening. Thanks, David. Thank you. I'm glad you can hear me. Thank you. Thank you, Ed. Thank you. You can hear me. So then I believe everyone is okay with the volume. You can hear me. Wonderful. Welcome, welcome. What time is it there by you, Ed? Are you also from the US? David, you're in the US, I believe. I believe it's around 2-ish p.m. where you guys are from. Most of you. I'm not sure if you're from anywhere else besides the US. Let me know. What's the time around in your area? Yeah. Friday, the 3rd of November. I cannot believe. Yes. 1:15, around 1:15. Okay. Thanks, David. Ed, North Carolina. Thank you, Ed. Yes, it's a strange time. Are you guys taking a lunch break to join? Are you guys having a day off? Are you guys just having a break? What you're all up to? Hi, William. Thank you. Good to see you. Glad to have you here. Oh, you guys are ahead from the others. Just after 3:15 in Kansas. Thank you. So there's also a little time difference between some of the states in the US. But yes, I hope you guys don't have to take time off work to join and get in trouble. Glad to have you here. Welcome, everyone that's just joined. Glad to see you here. Glad to have you. We're going to have hopefully a nice chat tonight. David. Wonderful. Thank you. That's wonderful to know. Thanks, David, for letting me know. Ed, East Coast. Oh, it's 4:15. Okay, on the East Coast. Wow. Yes. We are honestly, I am honestly way past my normal bedtime. Our power outages for the past half a year or two, it feels like forever, has really made us used to going to bed early. And because when they go off at 6 or when it goes off at 8, there's really not much for us to do for those 2 hours or 4 hours sometimes. So we usually go to bed early. So this is a definite difference for me in a long time for staying up late. I didn't even stay up this late for the rugby last weekend. So anyway, I think I'm going to start. I know it's not easy for everyone to join this time, but those who are joining, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you all here. And I'm going to try and repeat. If I see new people joining, I'll try and just keep everyone up to date. Oh, William, thank you. So you have 4 different time zones in the continental US. Wow. Didn't actually realize that, but it's quite interesting to know. I figured maybe some of the parts were maybe an hour apart, but it's definitely interesting to know there's a complete 4 time zones, different time zones there. Very interesting. I know New Zealand, around those areas are 10 hours ahead of us or 10 hours behind us. I think 10 hours ahead of us. And I know around Germany, they're around the same time as us. Yeah, interesting to know you're in one side of the world and everyone else is on another side and it's different times. It's very, imagine what it was like without the internet. This is so much fun. Anyway, welcome everyone. We are gonna talk about the quiz and what the results were there. And I'm gonna draw from this hat. I have a hat here, so I'm gonna draw the names and draw everything from there. But I need to give you all some background. Those of you who are not sure or who didn't really know what was going on, I have on my Patreon page, I change my banner every month to a specific animal from Africa. I try most of the time from South Africa. And then I post specifically, oh, sorry, there's a little hair in my mouth. I do a little post there for thanks, Ed. I'm looking forward to it. There's not a lot of names though. But anyway, so I post some interesting facts about the animal that I put on my banner. And we had for the past month rounds on YouTube to include my YouTube friends to take part in this little quiz so that you can guess what I'm going to put on Patreon. And from each round, I picked obviously the top choices that were voted. It didn't go exactly as I planned it, so I had to improvise with each round depending on how the results turned out. And the final round, I didn't get as much feedback as I hoped. And the problem there was the polls, the people don't really comment when there's a poll. So they vote, and then I don't really know who voted there. And the whole point of this quiz was so that I can pick someone who will pick my movie for December, which movie I have to watch for December. So on the final round, from all the comments I received, there were some comments that were double, people who commented twice on the same round. So I didn't count 2 comments for the same from the same person. And there was a very interesting result. All the polls up till the final round had the leopard and the secretary bird turn out at the top. And with the final rounds, I had to look only at the comments, and the baboon and the caracal had a draw. There was a draw with the comments with the baboon and the caracal. So the leopard and the secretary bird turned out, they fell out of this one. So what I decided is I threw the amount of comments there were for the leopard, for the baboon and the caracal in the hat. So I'm going to draw from which round, or from which animals' names I have to draw the winner from. So I threw in the baboon and the caracal in the hat, a couple of little notes. They're all folded very nicely. You can't really see what's what. So I wrote on these ones baboon caracal. So I'm going to draw which one of these. I'm actually also excited, William. I'm actually really looking forward to this. So I'm going to draw, first of all, which one from the draw wins according to you guys. And then I will reveal the actual result that is actually the banner. Good morning, Wally. Good evening from South Africa. Glad to have you here. If you just joined, we're just busy with the results from the quiz that we had. And when you watch this live stream afterwards, you can see again what we were talking about. So I'm drawing. We had a draw between the baboon and the caracal. And I'm going to draw which one of those two will win according to the YouTube votes and according to YouTube, to all my YouTube friends. And then from there, I'm going to throw the names into the hat of the people who voted for that particular animal that I'm going to draw. And then I'll reveal to you what the animal really was or is on Patreon. So my Patreon viewers, don't give it away because you already know what's on the banner. I will tell you what is actually on the banner. So, drum roll. Okay, I'm mixing it up. Okay, so there's not a lot. As I said, I didn't get a lot of feedback, but there was enough to make a choice. So I'm just gonna, just so that you guys can see, I'm not looking what I'm doing here. Okay, I've got one. And which animal, according to my YouTube friends, wins this quiz? I don't even know what's on this piece of paper yet. Is it upside down? Oh my! Oh gosh. Can you see there? What did I write? What on the world? The baboon. Can you guys see? Oh gosh. The light is a little bit strong. Oh, where do I put it? I don't want you guys to think I can't see it. Can you guys see it? Light, go away. Okay, if I put it there. Okay, so the baboon wins. Thanks, Ed, so you can see it. The baboon wins according to YouTube. And the baboon, thanks, Will, for letting me know you saw it. Okay, and the winner, the actual animal that was on or is featuring on November, is the baboon. Yay! So I'm going to put the names. Now, what I did, I put all the names in little notes, all folded into each other like this with a baboon. So I did the same for the caracal, but now the ones who chose caracal, they are not going to be drawn now. So these names we're going to draw, and the one who I draw is going to tell me what I should watch in December. So we'll do that in a few minutes. Let's talk about the baboon. The baboon on a movie reaction channel. Okay, what movies have you seen about baboons that you can remember that's memorable to you guys? Let me know. I actually posted the baboon this evening before the power outage on Patreon. There was a movie that we saw as kids, a very old baboon story, a very old movie. I'm so sorry. I'm like really King Kong. Now, King Kong wasn't a baboon, Ed. King Kong was actually more, I would say, a gorilla. What would you guys say? Gorilla or or maybe a chimpanzee type of monkey species? But yes, a baboon is quite different from the usual gorillas and the chimpanzees, to be quite honest. The movie I watched as a kid was Jock of the Bushveld, the 1986 version. It was a very memorable movie for us as children, but it was quite a sad movie as well. But that movie scared us it made us scared of baboons. It made us afraid of baboons. If you want to watch the movie, you can find it actually on YouTube. They are live, they're all full versions of it on YouTube, so that you can watch it. It's Jock of the Bushveld. I'm just going to type it there for you. Bushveld. Jock of the Bushveld, the 1986 version. And you can watch that anytime. I see there are some full versions of it on YouTube. Then you'll understand, if you do watch it, why we were afraid of baboons. So tell me, anyone else, what other movies have you seen? Hello, Paul. Carol, how are you doing? I'm doing okay, just tired. It's been a long day. Thanks for joining. I'm so glad to have you here. We just drew the winning name from the quiz, and the baboon won, and it is actually the animal featuring on my November banner. So I'll be drawing the name who will choose my December movie in a little while from everyone who commented baboon. Just take note, the comments in the earlier rounds did not count in this decision. So if you commented in the first round, that comment counted for going through to the second or the third round. Thanks. I'm so glad you're doing well, Paul. And Emily, I hope she's also doing good. So I only took the comments from the final round to decide who's going to win and who I'm going to draw. Nicely toasted. Ace Ventura 2. Yes, you're right. There was a baboon guarding the bat. That is absolutely true. Well, you saw a Survivor type of show a few years where they were chased by baboons for part of the show. Well, that's just an incident that happened during the show. William, the show that you saw. Oh, thanks for letting me know. Emily's doing well, Kal. Paul, I'm so glad you're both doing fine. Ed, the fly. You know what? I saw the fly when I was very young. So I have an idea, but I can't remember much. I can imagine they were used for test subjects. I think I've seen a movie before also with baboons, but I can't remember that they were used for test subjects, but I can't really remember what it was. I know the fly was some kind of, during those years, a horror story, I think. I don't know. Gorillas in the Mist. I actually saw that movie so long ago, and although it doesn't have baboons, just keep in mind a gorilla is a complete different kind of species of ape. But I know Gorillas in the Mist was one of the epic movies of all time. Was a beautiful story, and I still remember Sigourney Weaver. She played the main character, the lady who actually made friends with the gorillas. I remember that, but I can't remember much about the story, to be honest. What did I see? I actually did not see anything else. So, just for interesting sake, a baboon. You only find baboons in Africa and in parts of Arabia. They aren't found anywhere else. And the particular baboon I am talking about, the Chakma baboon, is only found in the southern parts of Africa. So nowhere north, nowhere in Arabia, you only find them in the southern parts. And that is the more familiar baboon that people usually see. It's the one with a dog-like face with a very normal brown hide. Um, there are other baboons, yellow baboons, olive baboons, green baboons, and we have the mandrill, which are unique. But this specific baboon is the largest baboon of all baboon species and the most aggressive baboon of all baboon species. Paul, yes, she did. My dad would make us watch that movie as kids. It was a beautiful movie, though, Paul. Ed, The Ghost in the Darkness, Lionel Lom. I saw The Ghost in the Darkness. It's a very, very tense movie. I actually saw someone react to it recently as well. Popcorn in Bed, she reacted to it recently. And I saw the movie probably around January. I saw it. And it was definitely a terrifying movie. And the fact that it was actually based on real events. I remember there were baboons. I remember that. Yes. Okay, so I think, what else? I'm trying to think what other movies there were with baboons that we've seen. Again, if you just joined, welcome, welcome. Ed, I'm a little bit stupid now with abbreviations or with, I can't even think of the English word now. For what you just mentioned, you said PIB's funny, I watch her too. Please would you explain? I'm a little bit dumb now. I can't really think or actually figure out what you're talking about. I'm so sorry. If you can just maybe expand on PIBs, because I'm not. Oh, popcorn in bed. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you, Ed. David, the word baboon is spoken in the Marx Brothers movie Animal Crackers, but no. David, are you talking about the animation movie Animal Crackers? Because I think I also saw it quite some time back. But yes, we do hear baboon in some movies. Mike, welcome, Mike. Maniac. Welcome, Mike. Glad to have you here. We're talking about baboons and what movies you've seen with baboons. And what information do you know about baboons? I always thought that it's a common animal that people, know the most of. But it's very interesting that there are a lot of things about them that we don't actually know. And I will share with you what I've shared with my Patreon friends. There are quite some upsetting things about baboons that might upset some people. Paul of the Earth, Will Smith. I saw the Will Smith one with a stampede with a wildebeest. I actually haven't seen his baboon episode yet. I've watched the After Earth episodes, but I've only watched the one with the stampede that they were looking for the wildebeest. So I'm definitely going to go and watch the baboon episode as well. I think it will be quite nice. I've actually been watching recently the Predators documentary with what's his name that's narrating it. Sorry, I have to look on my phone because my mind is really foggy. Predators, and they've been following lions and cheetahs, and the documentary on Netflix. Sorry, I just want to check here. Tom Hardy, he actually narrates the series, and he had an episode with the lions, and there were baboons in there as well. But it's really definitely a beautiful series. It's harsh, so if you enjoy nature programs and documentaries, that will definitely be a good one to watch. I really enjoy the filmography, the cinematography, the photography that they have there. Everything is just beautiful. but they have the baboons there as well. Thanks, Mike. The fly. I've had who also mentioned the fly. I'm already, that note is already. Ed also mentioned the fly. Ed, Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger. Here are very interesting movies that you are mentioning. Some of them that I have no idea what they are. And it's definitely some interesting ones I'm going to look into. I just want to get a pen or something. Oh, sorry. Sinbad and Eye of the Tiger. Eye of the Tiger. David, the old movie Marx Brothers, very funny. Okay, so that's been mentioned. Thank you, Marx Brothers, the Marx Brothers. Live action. Okay. All right. So are you ready to hear or to find out who wins this whole quiz round and who's going to tell me or who's going to pick my movie for December? Do you want to know already? Can we draw it from the hat yet? What do you guys think? Do you want to chat a little bit longer? Mention some more movies that I can also write down on my list? There's quite an interesting couple of movies there. Those of you just joined, I mentioned, you'll see in my chat, I gave you a movie as well that you guys can check out. It's on YouTube as well. It's available on YouTube, Jock of the Bushveld, but the 1986 version. Don't watch the new ones unless you've watched that one first. It's definitely a good movie. It's a very old movie. I know the YouTube versions aren't such great quality, but you can see. And it has a baboon there, and that is actually what made me decide on the baboon for my banner, because we as children, we as kids got very scared of baboons because of that movie. Even though it doesn't play a very large role in the movie, it does play a role, and it scared us so much. And even to this day, we are quite, what do you say? Not scared, but we are quite versigtig. I have an Afrikaans word, versigtig, careful. That's the word. We are quite careful of baboons and interacting with them. So we try, normally when we drive around in the country, if you go to the beach, if you go to the coastal towns, on the way you normally drive through mountains, and you find baboons on the side of the road. And we actually have a nature reserve not far from where I live, and there's also a couple of baboons there, quite a few. But we are normally too scared to climb out the car. We don't want to approach them. So you rather stay safe and keep a distance from them. Ed, Primal Rage. Okay, that's an interesting one. I don't know that one. Thank you. And Sons of Kalahari. Thank you, Ed. Sons of Kalahari. Okay. I also mentioned, if you enjoy nature programs, documentaries, the Predators documentary series on Netflix is quite good. I'm enjoying it. Tom Hardy is narrating it. And there's the episode with the lions where they also have some baboons in that episode. Well, you're asking, is it possible to domesticate a baboon as a pet? It actually is, but then you'll have to get it from a baby. You cannot really, try to get a teenager baboon and try to tame it. So we actually had a video that was quite viral during the COVID season with the egg challenge. Can you all remember the egg challenge, that gross egg challenge? There was a baboon. There's a family. I don't know where they are from, but it is in South Africa. And this baboon actually ate the eggs as well. But he was just as calm and as peaceful as can be. So there are peaceful when they're in their social group. And I think when they are tame and when they're domesticated, they're not that aggressive, but they do get aggressive when they are threatened. And I think that's the thing that you need to know is if you have one, which I don't suggest, no wild animal should be domesticated at all. But if you do happen to have one or rescued one and it can't be rehabilitated into the wild, you must still know it can still hurt you. It can still get angry. It can still get upset. Something can still irritate it. And even if it doesn't do it on purpose, it can really hurt you by biting you or scratching you or whatever. It's got quite big teeth. The canines of a baboon can even get longer than that of a lion or a leopard. So it's not something you want to mess with, especially if they're angry. Mike, just throwing this out there, but I've never seen anyone on YouTube react to the 1980 classic Popeye with Robin Williams. Wow, Mike, I didn't know Robin Williams had a Popeye movie, so I'm definitely going to look into that one. Just know that we don't have all the older movies available in South Africa. There are quite a lot of old movies that people want me to watch that I really try to find, but they're not available, a lot of them. So if I can't find it, I'm not going to be able to watch it, but I'll have a look and see if I can find it anywhere on any kind of streaming service or any place. We don't actually even have DVDs or anything in South Africa anymore. We can't even buy DVDs anymore in South Africa, not even online. I think if you find maybe 2 DVDs online, that you will be lucky. So if we want to buy DVDs or any kind of movies that we can't find in South Africa, we have to buy it from overseas online stores, and then it takes months before it gets here. But I'll check that out if I can find it. And if I find it, I'll definitely add it to my list. Thank you for that suggestion. Ed, you are right. Monkeys are very strong, and they say that chimpanzees are the most dangerous ones, apart from baboons. Look, baboon is something completely on their own, I would say. But from the other ape species, chimpanzees are very dangerous, and they have actually killed people. So far I know, there have been occurrences of chimpanzees killing people. I haven't heard of baboons killing people yet, but I know they do act aggressively towards people if they feel like you are threatening them. But yes, I'm also very wary and very careful of approaching any kind of monkey or baboon type animal. So guys, do you want to know who wins this quiz? Can we draw the name? What do you think? Let me know. Okay, David is asking, is it the Sterkfontein Dam Nature Reserve near us? Actually, Sterkfontein isn't far from us, but no, the one that's closer to us is Golden Gate. Sterkfontein is a little bit further, but we do drive past it when we go to Drakensville. So it's not too far from there, but the close one I was talking about is Golden Gate Nature Reserve. It's very mountainous, beautiful area. Close to it is the town called Clarence. So it's around there. So if you look for it on our map, you'll see around where it is. Beautiful mountains, beautiful scenery. Just takes your breath away. Mr. Lebowski, welcome. I'm glad you're here. The Survivors, thank you. That is also a movie someone mentioned to me already as well. Thank you. I'm going to add that one to my list. Popeye, The Survivors. I remember Walter Matthau. Didn't he pass away already? I think so. He was in quite a lot of movies in the 80s and I think before. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Lebowski. There are many, many movies I cannot find, so it is quite frustrating. David is asking why no DVDs in SA. So, the big thing, streaming internet services, that kind of really killed the DVD industry. People are not buying DVDs anymore, and they closed almost all the stores that used to sell DVDs. I used to buy all the DVDs that I loved, and I have a big selection. Um, but yes, they just completely destroyed that industry in South Africa, the streaming services, because everyone is mice, yes, you for the screen. Um, so yeah, the people are streaming, they're downloading, and they're not really bothered with DVD players or DVDs anymore. So it wasn't any use. And even online, the few online stores that used to have, I've probably just gotten rid of them, because if you search, I think there's about 10 type of titles that you still can find on one of our online stores. Take a lot, but other than that, nothing. Um, Mr. Lebowski, thanks, Grumpy Old Man. I saw that also long ago. Can't remember a lot, but I saw that long ago. It was a fun movie. I remember that. Um, and I think Walter Matthau was in that one as well. Um, Thanks, Ed. Yes, I remember it was a good movie. I can't remember much about it. I just remember it was funny. David, draw the name, draw the name. So, will we draw the name? Yes. All right, so we are going to draw the name. Who's going to win? Who is going to tell me what to watch in December? And I'm going to look away, and I'm going to put my hand in, and I'm going to try and get a piece of paper. And I've got one, and I'm opening it. I didn't say drum roll. Who do I have here? Can you guys see? Ooh, can you see who I have here? Stephen Pratt. You can choose what I will watch for December. So, Stephen, if you're watching this, you can choose what I need to watch for December. And if you only see this afterwards, if you're not here today with the live and you watch afterwards, I will also announce in my community tab, Stephen, that you can choose the movie I need to watch in December. Just take note, no horrors, no slasher horrors. Horror type of movies like Jaws and Aliens I can handle. But horror movies like Saw and Final Destination and Cabin in the Woods and things like that, no thank you. And I don't think it's good movies to watch for December in any case. So there you have it, guys. That is the result of the quiz. I think next time it will go a little bit better. I think everyone is just trying to also get used to it. Me, myself, I'm also trying to get used to it and how to do it to make it easier for everyone. But it was really fun playing this game. It was really fun, this quiz. And I'm really forward to looking to doing the next one when we do one again. Thank you. Okay. Teddy, welcome, Teddy. Gladiator. Yes, that was also a good movie. Thank you, everyone. Mr. Lebowski, give him 3 days. Yes. Thank you. Congratulations, Stephen. Cat Bites, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here. Stephen, you can choose what movie I need to watch for December. And if you're not yet watching, like Mr. Lebowski said, I'll give you 3 days. But you'll see on my community tab, I'll also announce it afterwards to everyone so that he's also aware. Cat, Mr. Lebowski, you asked me to say cat. Cat. Did you see my cat was here just a little while ago? Anyway, I just want to see what else is going on. And I just want to collect my thoughts again. Okay, guys, tell me, what do you guys want me to do next year? What do you guys hope to happen next year? Um, I still can't really resign my job yet. It's not really paying enough to do that yet. So I'm still continuing as I am, one movie per month. And I've got a long list. I've got a long, nice list of movies to watch. I've got a lot of stuff that I need to watch that I had on polls before that I haven't gotten to yet. Um, but I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm really looking forward to Mr. Lebowski. Were you not prepared for the quiz? I think most of us weren't. It was a trial and error one, this one. So the next one will go a little bit better. I think now we have an idea of what I'm doing, and I have an idea of what I'm doing. So we'll definitely do one next time a little bit more organized. I think it will work a bit better. It's difficult on YouTube to do a poll with a lot of choices. I see the maximum choices are only 4 or 5. So if it's more than 10, it's difficult. And because we are still a few on Patreon, it's not really worth it on Patreon because there's not a lot of people really being able to take part because we're still a very small community. But if you want to join Patreon, I'm really trying my best to keep it going and to make it worth your while. But when it grows bigger, then we'll obviously start with more things on Patreon. But on YouTube, it is also difficult because people don't always want to comment. They just want to choose an option. And if you want to do things like this, choosing a winner, picking someone who can win something, then unfortunately we'll need some comments. And I try to keep track of them, but it will definitely go better next time, I'm very sure. Well, Greyhound, starring Tom Hanks. That is a new one for me. I don't know much about that one. I think long ago you mentioned that movie to me as well. I kind of forgot a little bit about it, to be very honest, but I'm making a note now. I'll definitely have a look and see if I can find that one as well. Mr. Lebowski, my count, my vote counts more on Patreon. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It does, it does, it does. But this one we decided YouTube must be involved. Our friends here must be involved. So next time, maybe we should let you guys have the first round and then we'll turn it over to the rest. What do you think? It's a horror with Humphrey Bogart. Oh, that I haven't seen. Humphrey Bogart was also in, what's that movie? Casablanca, or was it the other one? Or was it the Rear Window? But yes, I'll definitely look into that as well. I really love the older movies. I must say, I'm not going to give an unpopular opinion. The newer movies feels to me like they're trying too hard on the graphics and the special effects and missing a lot on the stories and the feel that people need to get from it. They're trying too hard to do one long shot with their movies. And I'm not really fond of that. So I really love the older movies. It's just a pity a lot of them I can't find. But I'm definitely looking forward to finding more older movies and looking into the ones you suggest, because I'm definitely more interested in them than the newer ones. Mr. Lebowski, you asked if I saw Band of Brothers. No, I don't think I have. I'll put that on my list as well. I'm writing as you guys are writing because otherwise I might forget. But I'm going to add that one to my list. I've heard the name, but haven't seen it. I don't think so, no. Cat Bites, it's been a while since you saw Sahara. Well, if I can watch it, I'm going to definitely share it with you guys if I can watch it as well. Casablanca and the Maltese Falcon. Okay, I've seen Casablanca with him. Was a beautiful movie, The Maltese Falcon I've not seen. That sounds interesting. That sounds like a dog and a falcon having a baby. Sorry, I shouldn't make a joke like that. Sorry, but anyway, I'll definitely add that one to my list as well. Maltese Falcon, because it sounds like something interesting that I might enjoy. Nicely toasted, thanks. Mr. Lebowski, the Cane Mutiny, what is that all about? It sounds like a horror. Okay, it's 10-hour episodes on HBO. We don't have HBO. So I'll have to see if there's any other way we can. I'm laughing at your comments. I can't say some of the things that's been said here, but but Mr. Lebowski, yes, it's essay humor. Thank you for recognizing the essay humor around here. Ed, thank you, 12 Angry Men. I know of that movie. I also haven't seen it. I know of it, but I also haven't seen that one yet. Grapes of Wrath. Is that another movie, Ed? Or is it something that's got to do with 12 Angry Men? I'm really clueless. Anyway, Cane Mutiny, cat bites, trouble on a Navy ship with Bogart. Okay. Okay, not a horror. Okay. Because the mutiny part told me, be careful. Cane Mutiny. So I'm definitely going to have a look at that as well. These are definitely interesting movies. Thank you for all the suggestions. I hope I can find a lot of them. I know there were so many movies when I did my channel last year that a lot of people suggested, and I really couldn't find a lot of them unless I downloaded it illegally. And I'm not really allowed to do that. So, and I really don't want to just now I go to jail. I don't want to go to jail. Yeah, To Kill a Mockingbird. I know of that movie as well. We were in high school. And I know To Kill a Mockingbird was also a big prescribed book for a lot of learners prior to me finishing high school, but I know it was part of some of the high schools. They had that as a prescribed book. I know I mentioned a while back when I asked if you guys want me to watch The Lord of the Flies. I also mentioned that was also a prescribed book in high school to the learners that was before me. I was a bit late for both of them. When I went to high school, we did Julius Caesar, Romeo and Juliet, the whole Shakespeare stuff. I know my sister and them did, what was that one? Now I forgot. Now I'm a blank. But yes, we were in the William Shakespeare high school era. Cesario. It's all very familiar names I'm hearing. I haven't seen that one either. I will definitely add that one. I think that one will definitely be available. Okay, thank you, Ed, for explaining Grapes of Wrath. Okay, so that will probably also be a difficult movie to find, but if I find it, I'll definitely add it to my list. Mommy Dearest. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, William. Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to go to jail because of movie downloads. So yeah, we'll rather stick to the ones we can get. I'm very scared of the whole VPN thing because VPNs we are allowed to use if you don't try to bypass your own subscription service in your country. So, for example, we have Showmax, and if I use a VPN to bypass what Showmax offers in South Africa, Showmax can block my subscription and delete me, and I will never be allowed to subscribe to Showmax again. So I'm allowed to use a VPN if I need to watch something maybe from National Geographic just for that purpose and not in my subscription. I don't know if you get what I mean, and that's what they do in South Africa. So and they're very strict in South Africa with the movies and with what you're watching. And I'm really very scared of using VPNs, especially with Netflix and things like that. Even though people do it, but because I'm on YouTube, I'm on social media, I might just put up a red flag on my head and say, hey, I'm using a VPN, I'm watching movies I'm not allowed to watch in my country. So that's a problem I have. I'm not really willing to take chances in that direction, but I'm definitely going to look for movies, these ones that you are mentioning. When I do find them, I am adding them. I'm trying to keep them on my subscriptions before they remove them. So I've been adding a lot of movies that are old that I'm keeping there and downloading on my subscription sites before they remove them, because some of these movies they also only keep for a while and then they take them off. So it's unfortunately like that, but what can we do? What can we do? Ed, Pet Cemetery. I must tell you a story about Pet Cemetery. My sister, she loves horrors, and I don't. And she was always too scared to watch horrors alone. And she decided she wanted to watch Pet Cemetery the one evening, so she forced me and our best friend to watch it with her because she was too scared to watch it. And the only thing I remember of this movie, I don't want to watch it again, is the scene where the dog is in the rocking chair looking at this boy sleeping. And at that moment, a picture fell from our lounge wall. It fell off the wall. And we all had such a fright that we never finished the movies. And till today, I never decided to finish watching that movie either, because we got such a fright. We just couldn't finish watching the movie. So Pet Cemetery is not on the cards for me. Sorry. Cat Bites, thanks. I know Alfred Hitchcock has great movies, and there are quite a lot of his movies still available on, I think, Netflix, and I think also on Amazon Prime, maybe. I'm sure I'll find some there. But yes, I don't think I'll have too much problems with the Alfred Hitchcock ones, especially The Birds and Psycho. Is it also Alfred Hitchcock, Psycho? No, I can't remember. I've never seen Psycho yet. I know The Birds is from him. Yeah. I know Psycho. Psycho is also from him. Yes. So I think those are maybe available. I don't know. I'll have a look. Mr. Lebowski, yes, Showmax is only in South Africa. I think it's a South African streaming service like Hulu is in the US. So I think that's why it won't play there. Mr. Lebowski, if you do twice, Showmax breaks your door down and steals all your TVs. Probably. They sound like Eskom, because we have a joke on stage 9. You're going to light a candle and they're going to knock on your door and blow out your candle for you. So the joke you made about Showmax reminds me of the Eskom joke we have about the power situation. Nicely toasted. The streaming services, you're asking the streaming services we are having. We have Netflix, but also a lot of movies that's available on Netflix US is not available on Netflix South Africa. We have Amazon Prime again. A lot of movies not available on Amazon Prime in South Africa. That's in the US. For example, Lord of the Flies doesn't play in South Africa's Amazon Prime, but I found it on YouTube. So we also then have Showmax, as I mentioned. We do have Disney Plus. We have access to Disney Plus, and I think those are the ones. We don't have Hulu. We don't have HBO, and there's one that I know people talk, or that I see on the internet that people can purchase movies from, is Vudu, but I haven't tried it yet because I see you can buy the movie and then they remove it or something after a week, or I don't know, something like that. I haven't really been able to properly investigate how that system works, but that's what we are having. That's what we have. Ed, I'm glad you enjoyed the story. Pigeon's cat, I am still married, happily married. Yes, thank you. My husband is currently watching Jack Ryan in the room. So he's enjoying that so much. Ed, movie nuts, not. Am I allowed to say nuts on the internet? I know a lot of things are very sensitive, so I'm not sure if that's something that I'm going to be allowed to do on the internet. Sorry, my mouth is a little bit dry. I just want to see this. Where's my hand clicking? Oh, here it is. I want to. Mr. Lebowski, it would be spooky, but luckily the only face that would appear behind me would be my dog or one of my cats. So I think you guys will have more of a fright than I will. Luckily, I don't believe in ghosts, or I don't believe ghosts are around me. Or let's just leave that topic completely. Yes, a cat can be spooky, especially if they stare at you from a strange angle. Cat bites. When I try to stream a series, they remove it before I finish. Same thing when it's something new I like to eat. Yes, that is that is exactly how it goes. Is something new I like to eat as well. Chocolates don't last, so I try to not buy them anymore. They don't last in my house. My husband usually don't even get a chance to get even a little block, so it's also poof gone. But yes, a lot of the movies they take away quickly. Some of them they keep there for long. Some of the series they keep for long. I think someone laughed at me last time because I'm still watching Everybody Loves Raymond on Amazon Prime, and it's so old. But it's fun. If there's something that's old, then you can still find it, and they still have it there. It's fun to still watch. Cat bites have been. You talked about something new you like to eat. Tell me, guys, what do you guys like that just poof disappears quickly in your homes? What are your favorite snacks or things that you enjoy and that you cannot resist and that you cannot leave and that you give in to temptation when you have them? Pigeon's cat, I have not seen The Expanse. I've seen a couple of people react to it. I haven't watched it because I haven't seen the movie, so I haven't watched the reactions, but I've seen there were people that have been reacting to it. But again, is that a horror or is that like a just sci-fi? Yeah, what is that? What is The Expanse? Cat bites. I love Philly cheesesteaks, and it's one of those things that have poofed in the area. Oh, I don't even know what Philly cheesesteaks are, but it's such a funny way of describing I'm going to do that next time when I talk about the snacks that poofs away in my house. um, that's interesting. Is it from Philadelphia? Is it this particular type of cheesesteak? Is it like a actual steak with cheese sauce? What is that? Egg, Toblerones, Twix bars, pork rinds, and Snickers. Toblerones are delicious. I love Toblerone. We have them. We actually also have Twix. We pork rinds, not so fond of, and Snickers we also have, and I also like Snickers. I must say my favorite is chocolates with nuts, whole nut, like whole nuts. That I love. Any kind of chocolate with nuts in it. So that's really, yeah, that's one of my favorite types of chocolates. Um, Mr. Lebowski, yes, I watched Rocky. Yes, Philadelphia. I figured that when Cat Butts mentioned Philly cheesesteak, so I thought that it should be from Philadelphia. It rang a little bell. Yes, it did. Thank you for confirming that for me. um, Oh, Putin's Cat, it's a series, The Expanse. Okay. All right. Thank you for letting me know. I'll definitely have a look at that. I don't react to series because I don't really have so much time to watch series for reaction purposes, but I'll definitely add it to my series list because I don't have anything at this stage. My like I said, my husband is watching Jack Ryan. I've been watching Loki, so I'm still busy with Loki. And yes, then I'm definitely looking for something that's good, that will keep my attention again for a while. So I'll definitely add that to my list of series to watch. Thank you so much. Um, It Goobers, chocolate covered peanuts. Goobers, that's an interesting name. That's a very interesting name. It's a funny name. I don't want to say what it sounds like. I'm sure you might know what I'm thinking. But chocolate covered peanuts, death to me, death to my stomach, but I do love it. um, can scat the best sci-fi shows: Babylon 5, Battlestar Galactica, Star Trek, and The Expanse. Okay, I must be honest, I'm not so much, oh, you mustn't be mad at me. I'm not a big Trekkie fan. I'm not a big Star Wars fan. Neither, even though I would choose Star Wars over Star Trek. So, my Star Trek fans, I really do apologize. There's a reason I'm not so fond of it so much, even though we have watched Star Trek when we were kids. But there's some reasons why I don't like it so much. I cannot mention it on social media. Just now, my family hears me. But I must say, I liked the first three Star Wars movies, the old movies. I haven't watched the others. I'm not really interested in it. I'm not very fond of sci fi. I'm not going to go crazy about sci fi. So, sci fi, if I explore it again, it will definitely be something that has to start growing on me again because I've kind of never really liked it so much because of the reasons I cannot mention because my family will be very upset with me. Um, but yes, thank you for mentioning those. I will see if I get into the mood for something completely different. I'll have a look at those ones. I've heard of Battlestar Galactica, I've heard of Babylon 5, so I'll definitely have a look. Um, Mr. Lebowski, you say a goober is also an insult. Is that an insult in the US? I figure that. A goober, if I think of what I think of in South Africa, it sounds like something that's not very nice. Something that's that. So, but anyway, cat pies. The Philly version of cheesesteaks is, oh, you're in the south. It's Okay, so you also have it in Walmart, and it has been fairly proofed and fairly reasonable. I don't know what it is. Is it a steak with cheese sauce? I know you said I know I watched Rocky, but I can't remember much about the food. I didn't really pay attention to the food. So I don't really know. Is it an actual steak with cheese inside or a cheese sauce topping? Um, I would like to know. Mr. Lebowski. But I don't know what you're thinking goober means. No, I don't know what it means, but the word makes me think of the stuff that comes out your nose. So, but I don't know what it means. If it's an insult in the use, I don't know what that insult means. So maybe you can help me understand. Then I won't use it ever, even though I won't use it in any case. um, Thank you, Ed. Thank you. I'm so glad that you can never be mad at me. I appreciate that. You are sweet. Thank you, Putin's Cat the Expanse being the most realistic space show. I think, you know what, I must say with Alien, the space part was really intriguing to me. So I might be interested in watching The Expanse. The gory not so much, but the spice part, it was actually quite interesting coming up, and that there were things like that people actually thought those stories up, and the fact that there are things like that, spaceships and people are going into space. I don't know, but I'll watch the story and then I'll see how I take to it. Mr. Lebowski, you're saying your comments are always beyond a conversation. I'm just reading it slow. So no, you guys are actually far ahead of me. I'm just trying to catch up. So no, you're not behind the conversation. My conversation is just very slow. um, uh, I'm sorry. I'm laughing at Mr. Lebowski's comment to booger is not apple. um, I've never been called it a snot apple. But yes, it reminded me of the word booger. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm like, that caught me off guard. Mr. Lebowski, you caught me off guard. Now I was really, now I need to stop. I'm so sorry. Anyway, yes, I thought of the booger word. Thank you. Where's that comment now? Oh, la, 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 la. Oh, Peter Scott, you mentioned Goober is also a guy on Andy Griffith's show who calls their person Goober. I'm sorry. It's just horrible. Anyway, let me not think about goobers and boogers anymore. Thank you, Mr. Lebowski. Chopped up steak between two buns with onions, mushroom, pepper, sauce with cheese. My husband would love that. I don't like any of those things. I don't like onions. I don't like mushrooms. I don't like peppers. So my husband would love that. So I'll definitely look up some recipes and make that for him. Charles Dickens, welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you so much for your kind comment. I'm glad you're here and I'm glad you could join. And I also wanted to say, Mr. Lebowski and Putin's cat, I am going to disappoint you, but I don't know who's Andy Griffin. So I'll definitely have to go and look at who's Andy Griffin because I don't know who he is. Um, there's a lot of people I don't know because there's a lot of stuff I don't watch. But I guess it's a talk show type of thing, person, talk show host, I guess. Uh, Pizza's cat? No, not even on pizza. I actually dissect my pizzas when there's onions and stuff on it. So I peel off the the topping, and then I remove the onions and the mushrooms and the peppers, and I pass it on to my husband, and then I put it back on the paste, and then I eat it like that. So, yeah, I'm a little bit of a fussy eater. Thanks, Ed, for explaining to me what it means when you call someone a goober. That's understandable. Um, I'm pretty sure we have a similar type of word in Afrikaans that has the same kind of meaning, but I can't think of that now. But it's, excuse me, but it's better that I rather don't know what it is because it's not good to call people that. Ah, okay. Thank you, Gilligan's Island, Pigeon's Cat. That is also something that I know the name. It's familiar. I just never saw it. I think it was maybe just too old. I was still a kid and we didn't really watch movies like that yet. And it kind of just flew past us. But that's also something that I remember was a lot of references to when I was a child. A lot of people talked about that movie, and yeah, I'm definitely going to look into that one as well. Mr. Lepowski, I am writing down homework. I'm writing down the movies I need to look into because I'm definitely going to forget half of them if I don't write it down. And yeah, taking notes of some of the things that I want to remember so that I know in future if there's a reference again that I can remember what it was about. Oh, thank you, Cat Bites. Okay, so you also just on the cheese and the ketchup. You know, we also call ketchup. We don't ever call it ketchup. I'm a wonder to understand why you call it ketchup. We call it tomato sauce. That's something interesting just from South Africans and US, the difference. We just call it tomato sauce. It's interesting. I never actually got an explanation on why it's called ketchup. So you can maybe enlighten me there with that. That would be quite interesting to also know. Um, Pigeon Scat, thank you for all those. I'm not fond of any of those except for berries. If that's something on its own and fresh, I love it. Seeds, if it's pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, not in food or in rice or anything, but just like seeds, like you would eat peanuts, I love that. But yeah, no, not much on the green beans or the mushrooms. Funny enough, I will eat raw mushrooms. I don't like cooked or fried or grilled mushrooms. I get extremely grossed out by it. Oh. Oh man, you guys are making me laugh today. Pete and Scott, I agree. After eating all of those, we would have to do some coaching. Oh, you're making me feel shy now. Oh. Thank you for explaining the word ketchup, a pickled fish sauce. from Chinese ketchup. It's way to Malaysia where it became ketchup. But it's tomato sauce in the US, right? So, how did fish sauce, pickled fish sauce, become tomato sauce? David, thank you. Yes, onions. Most people love onions. I must honestly say, it does give flavor to the food, but it doesn't do well with my constitution, and I also get grossed out by the texture. So I eat mostly with texture. I don't. For me, it's all about how it cracks or squishes, or don't crack or don't squish. Friends, let me know what movies would you like me to watch next year. I cannot actually believe it's almost the end of the year. It's 2 months, less than 2 months, and then this year is finished. What movies would you like me to see apart from all these wonderful ones you've suggested? Um, if there's new movies as well, I mean, I'm open to anything except horrors, except horror slashers. What do you have? What ideas do you have that you want me to specifically see next year? And then also, what are your plans for December? What are you guys doing for December for Thanksgiving? I know November is Thanksgiving in the US. I'm not sure which dates though. And what's your plans for Christmas, everyone? Cat bites. Thank you, Cat bites. That was an interesting. That's a sweet, funny. Um, I'm guessing a joke. Uh, about Marpa and Junior Tomato were out for a walk, and Junior kept lagging behind. Pa turned around and smashed Junior ketchup. I like I like dad jokes. I must really be honest. I really have fun with that. I like these channels where people tell each other dad jokes and try not to laugh. So I really love that. And this really gives me the dad joke feeling. um, I'm guessing you guys can also see each other's comments as you are commenting. The Good, the Bad, and Ugly. Yes, I've heard of that. That is a Western, if I'm correct, if I'm not mistaken. I think it is still on Amazon Prime, I think. So definitely, I know I've already added, there's a movie there that people have asked me to watch, Unforgiven, that I still have to do. And I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. I see it scrolling when I'm scrolling around, so I'm not really, I haven't watched it. But I'll definitely add that one as well. I know the other one that people also usually enjoy is, oh man, oh man, what is it? The Magnificent Seven. But the good, the bad, and the ugly, I've also seen some. I think it's on Amazon. Bad and ugly. 12 Samurai. Is that the one with Tom Cruise? Is that the one with Tom Cruise? I'm not sure. So, what are you guys planning for doing this weekend? What are you all doing this weekend? Well, how's your weather? I'm 7 Samurai. Thank you, Peter Scott. I wasn't sure. I know there was some movie with Tom Cruise that had something to do with samurai. Okay, so it's not the 12 Samurai one. Thank you for clarifying that. Thank you, Ed, for the suggestion. What are you guys doing over the weekend? I know it's basically winter Oh, the last samurai. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, what are you guys doing over the weekend? I know it's basically winter there by you. You guys will not believe me. We had snow, not in our town, but in the past weeks, from Sunday. We had snow in the region, in our region. So we had extremely cold weather on Sunday up till Thursday evening, Wednesday morning. And I was unfortunately not able to go and look at the snow because I had to stay at work. I had to be at work. But we had extremely cold weather, and it's supposed to be spring going on to summer here. So I was really feeling for you guys again in your fall and winter season going on to the cold now. I'm sure there's some areas that are much colder already than the other areas, some of the other areas. Uh, but yes, what are you guys doing? Are you also like us? I call myself in Afrikaans a huismuis, a house mouse in winter. I stay at home. I don't want to go anywhere. So are you guys also like that? Rather stay at home when it's cold? Don't go out too much? Or what are your plans? What are you doing over the weekend? Um, Shogun. 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 I think I saw some trailer, but I tried to skip the trailers in case I want to see the movie, so that I don't get anything that spoils it for me. Um, but I think I've seen something about that I skipped. Cat bites. Maybe, probably. Uh, yes, I'm probably going to be snoring tonight. Oh. Anyways, guys, what else? What else is there that we can talk about? I am kind of going into a foggy mind now. Not sure about all of you. I don't know if there's anything else that we can talk about because I don't know. Oh, there is something else. Sorry. I still want to tell you guys that I am still using this for my reactions. I am still working on other things. That's why I'm not in the room that I actually intended to use. At this stage, I am busy with buying a house, so things are going quite hectic for me. Work is quite crazy, and among all the stuff at work, I'm also buying a house, so I'm still working on a lot of other things. So I have kind of moved aside a little bit the room that I'm supposed to use for my reaction. So I hope you will forgive me for that. I am still struggling with the sound because I don't have a soundproof house, and my mics still pick up all the other sounds, and the editing programs, for some reason, it doesn't do the sound justice when you try to remove those background sounds, even though on the recording devices you get your sound noise reduction apps. But I seem to be struggling with that. So it seems to be one of those boulders or things in my path that I'm not getting the hang of it yet, but I'm trying to work on it. So I hope you can forgive me for my sound sometimes on my videos. I know that is frustrating, that you pick up, you hear the birds and everything in the background many times with my reactions. But I have a few other things that I just need to attend to first before I can attend to fixing that. So I need to work with what I've got at this stage. Um, but yes, I hopefully by next year, when all the stuff is finished or when all the things are a little bit more in place, then I can start working again on that room and working on improving the sound and everything and making it a bit more, how can I say, adaptable for what I need to do. Nicely toasted. It is now 11:38 p.m. here for me. So it's almost 20 to 12 in the evening. um, David, thank you for letting me know you're busy with outdoor domestic projects, except when it's rainy, which I can fully understand. Uh, yeah, there's not much you can do when it's rainy outside. We are expecting rain this weekend again around here. So then I'm also usually stuck inside, and I usually just stay inside and do stuff inside. But it's nice when it's not raining and you can just walk around and do a few things and do your little tasks and do what you want to do outside in the sun or in the fresh air. Um, Thank you, Ed. I really appreciate it. I know uh, there are many people who don't like it, and I do appreciate it that you guys are okay and that you guys still support me despite the sound issues sometimes. Um, Unfortunately, I've realized with many people that they're not used to hearing birds in normal neighborhoods. I'm not sure if it's everywhere across the US, across particular areas, but in South Africa, our homes are surrounded by birds and by things. We are constantly having some kind of animal outside, if it's not the dogs, if it's not the cats, if it's not the birds. Even though we don't have big wild animals walking and roaming around, but we have a lot of noise outside. There's a lot of things going on outside our homes, in our gardens. And yeah, I see with the mics, you have to have certain things to try to block out those sounds, and it's just not working. But thank you for your support, and thank you for still, you know, being around even despite those sounds. I know I had one guy once. Um, he wasn't nasty at all. It was just funny. I just had a laugh with my Matrix reaction of last year. I didn't realize while I was editing that the sound I was hearing was coming from my video. I thought it was the actual crickets outside, and this guy commented, am I going crazy or am I hearing crickets? And I really didn't realize until then that these sounds were actually on my videos, because while I'm editing, there are birds chirping outside. While I'm editing, there are crickets outside. So when my video is playing, I can't distinguish between the crickets and the birds that's actually on my recording or outside. So it is challenging, but I really appreciate that you guys are just still supporting me, and I really appreciate your love and care, and it's really means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Um, Cat, but you're letting me know it's getting that cold that your frogs are not climbing. So I gather you have quite a lot of frogs around there. I actually had a fright the other day. I climbed out the car outside my house and I heard the strangest sound that I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. So even though we do have frogs, I'm not used to frog sounds, for funny enough, even though we do hear them at night. It's a strange sound, so it's not a sound that I immediately recognize. And it was a frog in the outlet, in the pipe outlet from the roof where where the water drains from when it rains. And it took me a couple of minutes, 10 minutes, to figure out or to realize. My husband had to point out to me it's a little frog. But I can imagine if there are so many that they climb around, um, and it's that cold, yes, no, then it's cold. Then I'm really having a lot of sympathy and empathy with you guys. Um, the frogs here are not that bad with the croaking. They're croaking. Our crickets always excuse me, the crickets are worse than the frogs here. And we don't have very big frogs. Our frogs are usually quite small. I think you guys have big, much bigger frogs, bullfrogs, maybe. I don't know. It's so you also know what it's like to have all the little sounds around you with critters and things around you. Um, and you love the tree peepers. What are tree peepers? Sorry. Sorry, I don't know. What are those? Are those like little squirrels or those birds? Um, but yes, we like watching the animals outside. We don't really have, to talk about that, we don't really have squirrels at all. Pigeons, cat. What did you miss? I don't know what you missed. We've been talking about sounds now. We kind of wandered off topic. I think we wandered off topic with movies. We ended up with The Last Samurai, and then we ended up talking about sounds and frogs and critters and things like that. So, doesn't matter. You can catch up, you can continue the conversation. Um, or we can go back to movies. I think the channel is about movies and we're talking about critters, but that's also fun. Um, oh, thank you, Ed, for explaining it's tiny little frogs. They peep instead of croak. Oh, and Putin's cat critters. I actually saw the funniest thing today. We saw critters when we were small, and I also can't remember much. I think I'll be able to manage watching it again. I just remember the bit of them on the porch and the person with a shotgun, and the one critter said to the other one in their language, and they had the subtitle on, and he said something funny, and it was really hilarious. But when we were kids, we were dead scared of that movie and these critters. But I think it's a movie I'll be able to manage to watch again. I just remember the little ugly things, but the thing I saw today was um, a critter on a, oh, it was a meme, but it had the picture of a critter on a toilet. So it ended up supposed to mean a critter on a shitter. Um, so sorry for the French there. Uh, yes, and I know Tremors and Critters, those movies were all during that time period. We were too scared watching those movies those years, but I think I'll be able to watch it now. I don't think that will scare me too much. I think that will be in the same league for me as things like Jaws and Alien. Um, but yeah, I just remember that little bit where they spoke, where they said something when the person had the shotgun. That was something funny, and I can't remember what they said. Um, cat bites, okay. Yeah, we don't really have peepers. We really just have plain little, I don't know what to call them, little frogs. Mostly, I don't know, normal, common frogs. I don't really know what to call them. Their sounds are very strange, so I can't really explain it. But they're anything from the size, from this size to this size to this size. So that's about what we have in terms of frogs. Ed, you're asking if we have lightning bugs. We have, if I'm thinking about the same thing, fireflies. We have fireflies, although they look like worms. I'm not sure if that's the same as a lightning bug, but we do have fireflies. I was very surprised to see they look what they really look like, that they don't really look like what we thought they looked like when we were kids, but they look like really strange, wormy, flyy little insects. Oh, thank you, cat bites. Okay. Yeah, we call them also fireflies. We don't really call them lightning bugs, but they're really interesting. We don't have a lot, but here and there they do pop out sometimes, and then we are actually always very curious when we see them, and we look at them until they disappear. Ed, gosh, I know you have big frogs, but I didn't think big ones like that eat small dogs or babies. Okay, babies. I don't think I can believe you there. I'm not going to be that gullible, but I can imagine dogs. I've seen documentaries of big frogs. Um, Dingo ate my baby. A bullfrog ate my baby. Anyway, no, we don't have such big frogs. I'm actually glad we don't. Uh, but we do have the falcon. I think that normally that catches small dogs and cats in our town. It's a very beautiful. It's not an eagle, but it is a big size falcon, and it does catch small kittens and small dogs a lot. We had one around our house earlier this year, late last year, that was constantly in our garden trying to catch our one cat that was still a little kitten that we kept in the house. So he came around, but we haven't seen him in a while. But it's quite scary having animals that you know can eat your little cat or your little dog. That is quite scary. Cat bites, a critter is armadillos. That's sad that they are always they get to become roadkill. The closest we have to armadillos are the pangolins, although I've never seen one up close. But Africa has the pangolins, and I know they are in the illegal animal trade. People use them, catch them, and kill them, and do illegal things with them. So I think that's the closest we have to armadillos in Africa, in South Africa. But yeah, it's sad. I think the most ones we see that are roadkill are dogs, and we do get hedgehogs a lot on the roads that are squished, and most of the time dogs, because we have a lot of people that use dogs for their cattle, and the dogs roam around freely, and then they cross the roads and people hit them. And yeah, we've actually once witnessed a little bus thingy, combi taxi, we call these little minivans taxis because South Africa, most minivans are used for taxis, and we witnessed one hit a cow, but not kill the cow. It was actually quite funny. It hit the cow, and the cow bounced off the road over a fence into the field, and it got up and it walked away, and the minivan kind of just fell over. So it was very funny. No, we don't have any bears. That's one animal we don't have in Africa at all. I think the only places we do see bears are in zoos, even though we don't have many zoos anymore. And we don't actually have bears, like big brown bears or grizzlies, in zoos at all. I think the only bear type animal that I've seen in the zoo was a red panda. And I know a red panda is also not really a bear. And what was the other type? There was like those little black ones with a white, those little black bears. So I've seen one of those in a zoo once, but no, none of those in the wild in Africa, no. Tenderizer. Yeah. Putin's cat. We'll see it that way. Where's all the others, everyone? Cat bites. turtles and otters. You see also gators and snakes. Okay. I must say we do have a lot of snakes around, although in our neighborhoods we don't really see them. They're more on the farms. We actually also have otters, but not the same as what you guys have. Our otters look a little bit different. And I know my husband accidentally hit one once um, with a tractor, or was it with a bucky, with his truck? I can't remember what it was, but it was long ago. And we have a lot of owls. Unfortunately, it's also very sad. A lot of people hit them at night with their cars. And we have turtles. We do have, don't see them very often, but they are. Um, and then Ed, you're asking about any cryptoids like a Bigfoot. No, no, we don't have such animals here. No. Cat bites. You're welcome to talk about sci-fi. I'm interested and I will talk about it. Don't mind me. Thank you for considering me. We're talking about critters. I know this is a movie channel, or a movie reaction channel, so it's really strange that we've been talking about animals the past half an hour, at least. Even though it's fun, I really like talking about animals, but I really don't mind talking about movies. I think you can talk about it, and if I don't know anything, I'll definitely be honest with you. It's not that I won't ever watch any. It's just not my favorite genre of movies, but I will watch it. I mean, I've watched many. Um, so I don't know much about the topic so much, apart from the few things that I've watched. I mean, as a kid, we've watched things like, what was that thing, X Files, and things like that. So it's not that I'm completely um, unaware of the sci-fi genre. So you're welcome. You're welcome to talk about that. I'm I'm not. I'm not I don't want us to talk about animals and you feel like, what are we doing here tonight? Just talking about critters the whole time. Peter Scat, we do. There are owls that come out at night. You're asking whether they are on the road. They come out at night, and because the rats and the mice and everything, they come out in the open, and then they normally sit in the roads waiting for the smaller animals to come out. And unfortunately, when there's vehicles, they blind them and then they hit them because they just, yeah, people don't really, I think you get it everywhere. People are not very aware of their surroundings with animals. And unfortunately, if you're traveling at a high speed, I would probably swerve out and crash my car, but most people don't do that. Or I will hit the brakes, but most people will not do that. They will hit the owls. But yes, they come out at night with their little animals coming out onto the roads. Um, Cat bites, I agree. I am willing to do, can I say, suspenseful movies. Let's rather say that. I'm not into horror. If it's suspense, I can take that, but not horror, slasher, occult type of things. Me neither. I'm not really, I'm very susceptible to nightmares, and things like that give me horrible nightmares. So, and I really don't want to experience that. So, movies that's scary that I've spoken about this before, that I can, in my mind, realize it's not real, like Alien and things like that. I can, separate that from reality. So it doesn't really bother me too much, even though it does scare me. But the horror, slasher, occult type stuff, um, it's too real, or it makes me feel like it's too real, and that's why I can't take it. I can't watch it, and I'm not interested. But anything else, if it's got suspense, a thriller, those things I don't mind watching. Thank you, Ed. I enjoy spending the time with you guys as well. Um, I really enjoy that we can talk about anything, actually. So it is really fun. Thank you, Putin. With the expanse, I I just don't have all that time to watch all those episodes. Uh, to watch a movie is already taking time because most of the movies are already 2 hours long, and I get, because of my work days at this stage, it's not something that I can now fit into my schedules. But maybe in the future, hopefully, when things can change, I'm really hoping for that. That can be fit into my schedules of watching movies and watching series, maybe for the reaction channel. But at this stage, it's a little bit difficult to fit that into as well. So that's why I'll be watching series at this stage on my own. I don't also want to. I've got a lot of things to watch in terms of movies at this point as well, and my list is really growing. So for now, the series, maybe in the future, hopefully things will change. Hopefully my circumstances will change so that I can have more time, because I really want to do more. I'm just not getting the time at this stage, but I will definitely have a look at it, and I'll definitely watch it. If it's not for reaction purposes, I'll at least mention something about it. I'll at least tell you guys what I think about it, at least. um, it's Stephen King's Storm of the Century is a good one. Um, that is unfamiliar. I know Stephen King. I know my sister read his books a lot. And I've only seen the movie long ago. Um, what was that movie? There was a movie of Stephen King that wasn't extremely terrible or scary or horrific. It was good, but it was scary. Um, what was the movie again? But I know my sister read a lot of Stephen King books. Um, but I'll definitely have a look there as well. There was one movie that I know of Stephen King that was quite, would I say, a classic. I just can't come up with a name right now. Maybe I should just check on my phone if I can, if I go Stephen King movies. Stephen King or Stephen King novels or movies. Stephen King, what was that? Uh, Sorry, I'm just trying to check what was that movie, because it's going to bother me now the whole time. There were quite a lot of movies that I actually saw. Um, Shawshank Redemption, was that a Stephen King? Green Mile. Yeah, but that's not the ones I'm thinking of. La 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 la. Books. I'm not sure if it's the books or if the Stand. The Stand was the movie that we saw when we were kids, and I remember it was actually very good, even though I think it had quite a couple of scary elements in it. But I remember that was one big one um, during my childhood. I just can't remember much about the movie. What were your ideas about The Stand? So who of you saw The Stand? If you enjoyed it, what were your thoughts? Do you want me to watch it again, maybe? Um, Thank you, Cat Bites. Yes, I'm going to stick to those to my feeling about horrors. Um, okay, Putinska, thank you. I do actually enjoy the shows these days that they are longer than 30 minutes because the 30 minutes feel like a waste of time. So when it's 45 minutes, it feels actually like you are watching something that's worth the watch. So I'll definitely look at that. Sleepwalkers, I remember something about sleepwalkers. John, thank you. And welcome, John. I don't think I've seen, maybe I've welcomed you already, but welcome, Sleepwalkers. I've heard of that as well. But is that a bit more on the horror side? Uh, if it is, I probably will skip it. If it's more on the suspense thriller side, I might give it a go. Um, David, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that you were here. You must have a wonderful, wonderful nap and day further. I think you have a little bit of day ahead of you still. Enjoy and thanks for visiting. Thanks for checking in. Always nice. Um, it storms more creepy horror, not gore. Okay, just Stephen King type of thing. Okay. Uh, Thank you. I'll have a look if I will be able to stomach that kind of movie. Uh, Walid, you're asking how's the family and work? Family is good. Pets are all good. All my pets are good. Work is tough. I must really be honest. Work is extremely tough, extremely exhausting, extremely draining. But who doesn't have an exhausting work these days? Um, I think everyone is also tired at the end of the year. We also say end of the year fevers coming in. Everyone's really too tired, too really becoming grumpy, and things are just becoming faster and rushing much faster. So it's a tough time. The year has been tough. The few weeks that's left is tough that's ahead because I have another financial audit. The auditors decided to audit us again because they want to make their work easier next year, not to audit for all the 12 months of the financial year. So they want to audit us for the first 6 months of the financial year, which means I have had two audits. I'm going to have two audits in 1 year. That's really a lot of work for me, and everything comes down onto me. So, not looking forward to it, to be honest. But what can we do? We have to work. But all is good. I cannot really complain. A lot of blessings, a lot of good things. Uh, Very grateful for many things. So there's not much, not really anything to complain about. Thank you for asking. um, It altered states. If it's creepy AF, I'm not gonna watch it. Thanks for warning me. I'm gonna skip that one. Firestarter with Drew Barrymore. Why does that sound familiar? Maybe because of the song. I don't know. Uh, but yes, also if it's gonna be creepy and horrible, I'm probably gonna skip it as well. But I'll have a look. I'll have a look at what does it say. Welcome, DVD Blu-ray dude. Thank you for coming in and checking in. Graveyard shift. Yes. I will check out if it's gonna be too creepy for my liking, then I'll probably skip it. But I know Stephen King films were manageably watchable. So it's not like these horrible slasher things you get these days. I think his things had a more kind of an edge to it, that created the suspense than just being creepy and gross and gory. I think. I think from what the other ones I've seen, the familiar movies I've seen. Um, Thank you, Walid. Thank you. I hope you are doing well. I really do hope you're doing okay, and also hope for everyone that next year will be better. We have been joking the past few weeks about the years since 2019. For me, the years from 2018 has been quite tough in terms of work, and 2019 I started where I'm working now, and I started without knowing a lot of things that happened in this firm internally, which I cannot disclose here, but it made my entry into this place very hard and very difficult and very stressful because people treated me very badly, and because they treated me like my predecessor, like they would treat my predecessor because of certain things that happened. So without knowing what happened, I ended up starting at this place, really, really swimming at the deep end. And then COVID happened, and everyone is saying these days, since COVID, things have just been snowballing, and we're all feeling that now more than we felt during COVID. So yes, it's been difficult years. These past couple of years, I think for everyone, for most, and I hope for you and for everyone else as well that it's going to be a better year next year. Um, we must just speak that into our lives so that we can, experience a better year ahead. Um, thank you, Ed, for your offer. You're welcome to do that. These they are, yeah, strange people to deal with. So yeah, the best thing that I do is just keep out of trouble, keep in my corner, stay in my corner, do my job, and stay out of everybody's way, and everyone does their thing. Thanks. Yes, graveyard shift is great. It is actually fun. I haven't done. Oh, wait, sorry, you're talking about the movie. I'm so sorry. I really took it now as the graveyard shift. My brain is seizing. Sorry, Ed, I misread that whole sentence. But thank you. I'll definitely have a look. And at Firestarter, they love. Thank you, Cat Bites. I will appreciate that. You are welcome to even comment afterwards if you get some good ideas. A lot of us, I also sometimes you remember things when you're finished, but it's fine. You are welcome to comment whatever you can think up with afterwards on this video, on my community page, on any of those posts. You're welcome. I will make notes as far as I can. William, Reign of Fire. Thank you. Christian Bale is excellent. I've heard of that movie. I don't know anything about it, so I'll definitely check it out. I know, yes, Matthew McConaughey. I think I've heard about it. I've heard about the star combination and the movie's name, so I'll definitely also keep that one in mind for adding to my list. Thank you. What do you guys, I think one question that I also want to ask, Office Space. William, I've been thinking about Office Space a lot. You've mentioned it before. And I've been, every time I'm thinking about it, I'm somewhere where I cannot make a note. And then I get home and then I get busy and then I forget about it. And then I sit and watch something and then I remember it again. But I really also want to watch it, and I'm definitely also adding it to my list. I think, remember with my previous lists, I lost and when my laptop crashed and everything, but I'm definitely building up on a new list. I'm going to add that one because I really want to watch it. You mentioned to me last time it would also be something I'll enjoy. I want to ask you guys, what do you guys want to see in January? I've already recorded some things in advance, but what do you guys want to see me do for January? Something exciting, some comedy, some action, some what? Mystery? What do you guys want me to do for January? Then I can also start working on that. And I'm really excited to actually start working on the movies for next year because I will have a little bit of time to at least record some movies in December between Christmas and New Year. So maybe if you have some ideas there, Cheech and Chong, thank you. I've heard of Cheech and Chong. I know of Cheech and Chong, and I really do also want to watch those movies. So that is also great ones, great suggestions. Thank you. I don't know. I've thought about the other day. I thought about Blackbeard. Have you ever seen Blackbeard? I know of this Blackbeard movie that we saw as small kids, and I can't remember much about it, but I remember it was also a real fun movie. And I want to ask you guys if you want me to add that also to my list of movies. It had, I think, it had, what's his name? Blackbeard. The guy that's normally with Terence Hill, the pirate movie. I think it had that man in, that actor as Blackbeard, starring as Blackbeard, but I can't remember now. Now I'm just finding history on Blackbeard. It just came to my mind the other day that that's something I want to rewatch because I really can't remember much about it. So if you think that's also a good idea, I'll also add that one. Um, Yellowbeard, Stagger, Stagger, Crawl, Crawl. I'm probably going to laugh about it later. Hallo.
Hi.
Hoe gaan dit?
Nee, lekker.
Kyk jy nog lekker stories? Ek is so hier met die mense besig. Ja.
Hi.
My husband is saying hi to everyone, but he's standing in the passage. Come say hi.
I'm still a bit shy.
He says he's still a little bit shy. But my husband is saying hi to everyone. He's just checking up on me. Yellowbeard. I don't know if that's something similar to Blackbeard I'm thinking about, but Stagger, Stagger, Crawl, Crawl makes me laugh, and I'll probably only catch it afterwards. But thank you for that one as well. Something outside involving an old-style wooden bathtub. Peter's cat, I lost you. You commented something outside involving an old-style wooden bathtub. Is that Yellowbeard? I lost you a little bit there. Ed, thank you, Master and Commander. I know the Russell Crowe movie. I've never seen it. I don't know, at a point when Russell Crowe, I think Gladiator was probably the only Russell Crowe movie I watched. I don't know why I never were interested in watching his movies. But I know of Master and Commander. It's something about a ship and things like that. But I'm definitely also going to add that one. I think that one was also there was another very good movie during that time. There were all these periods of movies. At a time, it was a lot of ship, like Poseidon, Master and Commander. What was the other one? Also a very good drama movie of a ship out at sea. Not Titanic. I'm not talking about Titanic. But yes, there were these periods of these movies, and I don't know, there's just a lot of them that I missed. And funny enough, I used to at some point be at the cinemas almost every week, but there were a lot of movies I just never watched. I was just never interested in watching at that time, so I missed actually quite a lot. I know of them, I'm aware of them. So, but I'm definitely going to check into that. So thank you for that one, that suggestion for January. Uh, oh, cat bites, thank you. I missed that part. I actually thought about the movies and I didn't pick up that that is what he was saying about doing something outside in the bathtub. I know he was really, Putin's cat really had me with a car advert because I didn't put on a tight leather suit like the lady did with the Bentley. If you haven't seen that yet, go and check it out. I really had fun. It was just a funny, quirky little video that I did. And if I find some things like that in the future, I like that type of humor. That's my sense of humor. I'll definitely go into doing things like that again if there's more little trends like that. Uh, but yes, I know, Putin's cat, you're making me really laugh a lot because you always come up with the funniest ideas. Excuse me. Thank you. Well, I'll definitely add Master and Commander. That one is a good idea. Um, Thank you, Putin, for the Sherlock Holmes suggestion, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes' Smarter Brother. That is, I love that combo of Gene Wilder, Madeline Kahn, Marty Feldman. They were also together in Frankenstein, Frankenstein, the comedy. So I'm definitely thinking that will be a great one to enjoy. Um, if I can find it, I hope I can because those movies were good, excellent movies. Thank you. Apocalypto by Mel Gibson. Thank you. I'll also check into what I can do with that. Apocalypto and the Adventure of Sherlock Holmes. Oh, Sherlock Holmes. Ed, I've seen Blazing Saddles. Thank you for that one. I actually did a reaction last year on it when I just started. I had quite a terrible start to my channel that time when I was really not really sure what to do and how to do it and how to behave and how to edit. And at that time I still didn't have the editing program yet, so it had this watermark on. So if you want to go and watch it, you can watch it. There were quite a lot of people that were upset the way I reacted, but I really enjoyed the movie. It was funny. I caught what it was all about. I didn't take it as serious as some people thought I did. Some people didn't understand my reactions at all, but I've seen it. I really enjoyed it. It was really funny. Good movie to watch. And if The Adventure of Sherlock Holmes is, I know that's a Mel Brooks movie, but I mean, if The Adventure of Sherlock Holmes is in the same league, then I'm definitely going to enjoy that one. So, everyone, I see it's already almost 12:30, half past midnight in South Africa on my side. I think I would like to chat more, but I'm really starting to get tired and my brain is really starting to close off. I don't want to waste your time by sitting here and trying to mumble and trying to think of things I cannot remember. But we'll definitely do this again sometime soon. We'll maybe make a plan towards the end of the year to do another live just for Christmas or maybe something like that if you want. And I think I'm going to have to say goodbye for now because I think our load shedding is also our load shedding. That's such a terrible name. And and Putin's cat really gave me a very different view of that word. But our next power out is at 4 o'clock this morning. So it's around 3 hours, almost 4 hours away. So I think I need to tune in. I really enjoyed this. And it was really so much fun chatting with you. I don't think I've enjoyed this much in a long time. This has really been fun. And thank you everyone for checking in. Thank you everyone for being here. Ed, thank you for all your wonderful suggestions. William, cat bites. Putin's cat, nicely toasted. Thank you so much. And everyone else, John that was here. Um, I missed now again everyone that was here earlier. Paul from Cow Can Fly One Lead, and all of you, thank you so much. It was so much fun talking and chatting. And you must have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday further. And you must just have a wonderful weekend. And I'll definitely see you soon. I'm going to put on my community post just the results again of tonight's of our draw and everything from the quiz. And I wish you guys a wonderful, wonderful day and weekend. And thank you for the chat. Thank you for the talks. Thank you for the suggestions. Thank you for the laughs. I had so much fun. And I'm really looking forward to the next one. We'll definitely arrange one again soon. You must take care of yourselves, everyone, and keep warm. You guys are now in your winter, most of you, so keep warm. I know it's not nice to be cold. And take care of yourselves. Love you all. Take care. Bye. Love you all. Good day and see you soon. You all have a great. And you can still actually see me. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm like forgetting that I'm still on the air. But anyway, I'm now going to really say goodbye. Good night, everyone. Take care. Bye.